This is a Wilton cupcake tray. It holds 12 cupcakes. I like to use this because it's got a little weight to it and it cooks the cupcakes perfectly. The cupcakes we will be making today are for 24 cupcakes, which means that you would need 2 of these baking trays. It's important that you pick up the same baking trays for both the cupcakes because if you don't, the cupcakes won't cook at the same time and they won't cook evenly. The next thing, if you do not have this tray, there's an alternative tray you can get, and I'll show you that in a second. This is a silicone baking tray. It's also made by Wilton, but the important thing is if you're not using a liner for your cupcakes, these are great because it just helps pop the cupcake right out. You can just go like that and it pops right out. So it's great for non-stick. The next thing you'll need is measuring cups. When baking, it's kind of like a science. You gotta make sure that you have the exact amount in the recipe, otherwise your cupcakes won't turn out perfectly. What I use is a little spatula. You just scrape at the top, okay? If you don't have this, you can always use a knife or you can just pat it on the counter. Today, we will be using 1 cup, 1.5 cup, and 1/4 of a cup. When measuring, it's important to remember that you are precise. So I have teaspoon measurements, I have tablespoon measurements, and I have 1.5 teaspoon measurements. If you don't have these, you can always use what's in your kitchen, so just a regular tablespoon or a teaspoon, but it's important to remain consistent. If you're making 1 teaspoon of vanilla, you need to make sure that you also use the same teaspoon size for your baking powder. When you're making cupcakes and you are using the non-stick pan, it's important you have a liner. They also create a little bit of decor on your cupcake besides the icing. I like to use neutral colors, but they come in a variety of colors and shapes and forms. So on the side here, you can see that there's stars and it's also pink. Just try and color coordinate with your occasion. So for instance, if you're doing a baby shower, maybe you want to get blue or pink cupcakes holders and maybe having a little umbrella on it would be cute. The next thing you will need is a mixer. You can either have a stand-held mixer, an electronic handheld mixer, or a whisk. Today we will be using the electronic handheld mixer because I think this is more realistic for a beginner baker. Stand-held mixers can run about $500 and can be pretty pricey if you're not sure that baking is for you. The next thing you'll need is for icing. This is a handheld piping container and it's got a tip attached to it. This is the number 38 tip. We'll be using this today because it creates beautiful roses, which I'll be showing you at the end. Very simple to make and look beautiful. If you don't have this nifty little container here, you can use just a regular piping bag, okay? They're disposable, or you can get the ones that are not disposable, you can wash out. This is a non-washable one. It's important, though, that you have the 38 number tip because that will be what is crucial in making our roses. The next thing you'll need is a little spatula. I have a very small, dainty one, but you can get a pretty big one as well. I use this just to scrape the sides of the bowl so that we get all of the cupcake mixture into those cupcakes. I know that sometimes people like to lick the bowl, but we need all that we can for our cupcakes today.